10, verses 13 through 15. Romans chapter 10, verses 13 through 15. It's after the book of Acts. Everyone have it? Amen? Amen. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
Amen.
Amen. Praise
Amen.
God.
Praise God. Yes.
Is that talking about me?
Yes.
Yes.
Praise God.
Yes. Yes, Lord.
Amen.
So in this book, Paul is basically talking to the Jews, telling them, yes, the laws of Moses are not obsolete, but you have to operate in faith. You see, the Jews then were still saying, okay, we believe in God's law, Moses' law, that's the only law that we want to believe. They still weren't believing that Jesus was the Son of God. But what Paul is trying to tell them that, how can you say that you believe if you can't operate in faith? That they're both the same one.
Amen.
God and Jesus is one. So you have to operate in faith. You still have to believe.
Amen.
So also he's saying, so how can I call you if you are not believing? If you're not a believer, how can you say that God is calling you?
Amen.
Amen.
Love it.
Amen.
And how shall they believe in whom that they have not heard?
Amen.
If you haven't heard of Jesus, how can you say you don't believe in him?
That's
That's
right.
right.
If nobody's there to teach you about Jesus, how are you going to learn?
Love
Amen?
it. Love it. Love it. Love it. This.
And how shall they hear without a preacher? They need someone to
Hey,
teach them.
Amen. Yes, Lord.
Glory.
See, the Jews were so busy proclaiming the law of Moses that Jesus was there for them and that he was the light. He was the way. Amen?
Come on, minister.
Yes.
You better obedience will get you some.
Amen. Yes.
Okay.
Don't get that on the podcast, brother.
So what Paul is basically trying to tell them is that we need more people out there. We need more preachers out there. All those Sadducees and Pharisees that claim that they're holy. You're not preaching that Jesus is the Son of God.
Hallelujah.
How shall they preach except they be sent?
Come on, minister.
How are you going to preach unless God sent you?
Come on, minister.
So even though they still claim it, they believe in God, but remember, God chooses specific people.
Amen.
He had to choose a specific people, like Paul, and like our pastor,
Amen.
that's going to preach the word of God, that's going to preach the truth.
That's
It's
right.
going to tell you operate in faith. That this is my son. I sent my son down here to die for you. Amen. That this is a new beginning. This is a new change that I'm bringing upon your life. Amen. So, in saying that, I know that you've been sent.
Amen.
Amen.
Send by who?
God.
Amen. Make that clear.
Okay.
Amen.
I know that God sent you. Amen.
Amen.
From the moment I first met you, you left an imprint on my life, and I didn't even know where we was going from there.
Hello.
And one summer,
Hey.
just thought, okay, just see this woman. She's amazing. Got a whole crowd of people around her having church.
Amen.
But not knowing that a year later, somebody else would bring her back to me and say, and just then I knew I gotta go. Remember when Jesus goes to the disciples and he says, get up and come with me? They just went, I just went.
Amen.
Didn't know what was leading me. Didn't know that 6 years later I'd still be a part of this amazing ministry. Didn't know that God was going to change my name to minister. Didn't know that I was going to be under a powerful prophetess. So I know God sent you because everywhere that you go, God is with us. Everywhere that we go, God is with us. I pray that everywhere that you continue to go, that God is with you, and that every good thing that he has to offer, you get. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Because I know you didn't say it for the show.
No.
Because it is true. Everywhere we go, God is with us. It is true. It is true that you speak. Everything you speak of today is true. It's not for the crowd. It's not to impress me. I received that. Yes, I received that.
So I'm not the only one who has some birthday wishes.
Yes,
for you.
bring them them all.
Bring them all. Sisters here.
Oh, God. November 30th was a blessed date. It was your birthday. It was a date that God has appointed for you to arrive on this earth.
Praise God.
That was truly a blessed date. Hallelujah. November 30th was truly a blessed date. When God had ordered my footsteps in this ministry, my life has truly changed. I went from buying things to fill a void, to buying things just because I like it and knowing the truth.
Yes, God.
You have changed my family life. My son, who I would beg to come to church, now comes willingly. And I know it's nobody but God. God has truly, 2 weeks before I walked into the Gospel Truth Ministry, I was asking him, I wanted to come to be a part of something, to be able to do something, to be able to work, a close knit. I didn't know my calling was to cover a powerful woman of God. And God, I know you're a big deal. I know you're a big deal. And because God has chosen me, I know those shoes and those bags wasn't nothing. I know that I'm a big deal. I can't be no small thing if he chose me to cover somebody as powerful as you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
And I'll never leave you. I don't care how it may look. I don't care who taught. I'm going to protect you. That's what I was called to do. And I'm going to fulfill those shoes. Those stilettos that I thought I was wearing just for glamour, I'm filling them to cover what God has sent me to do. And I thank God for your birth date. I don't know where would I be if I didn't come into the gospel truth. I'm truly grateful and thankful for your life.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We give thanks and glory to God. And we also give thanks and glory to God for this amazing woman that he brought into this ministry.
Amen.
There's no words that can really say how much you really love. But I'm going to try. Just meeting you was my destination point of him saying, this is where you need to be.
Amen.
From where I came from to where I am right now, God is truly amazing. I always feel covered. I always feel blessed. I always feel like no matter where I go, wherever we go, like you said, everywhere we step, we take dominion.
Amen.
Because you go before on your face for each and every one of us.
Amen.
I always feel, I don't even have to come to you. I already know that you're always on your knees for me and my family. Because everything that has transpired since I've met you, I have no problems. I have no trouble. I just think that, you know, it just, ever since I met you, everything has been raining down blessings.
Amen.
And I ask God today to rain down blessings on you, blessings upon blessings upon blessings on you. Because you are a true woman of God. And I'm so grateful and thankful for your life. And I'm glad that we went out and celebrate. And she had a candle that's going off like a firecracker. And she's smiling with cheese eyes. I'm glad that you were happy.
Amen.
So we just pray.
If anybody asks me what I did for my birthday, I just say everything.
Amen.
I'm blessed.
Amen.
Nothing less. I have everything.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Praise God.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I too am grateful for your life. I'm grateful for you being part of my life
Praise God.
and showing me, directing my path. Amen. Like Minister preached about Paul or Silas. I'm glad that God didn't smite you and make you blind,
Right.
but I'm glad that he gave you the message to keep pushing on. Amen. Like Paul kept going to all the different people around the world and preaching his word and people not believing in Jesus, but he kept going no matter what. No matter what, even till his dying day, he kept going. And I know that that's truly who you are. Amen. God called you And I know that you said that you had no idea what he was calling you into. But like you always tell us, his plans for us are bigger than we can ever imagine. So I'm so grateful that he called you and that you followed that call. I'm grateful for my church family, for the fact that we were able to pray for you for these past 30 days. And I pray that these past 30 days have been beneficial to you. I'm praying that whatever we were sending out in the atmosphere, that you got your portion.
You guys were praying for me for 30 days?
Oh, I'm sorry. We weren't supposed to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well,
okay.
we pray for you all the time.
We appreciate it.
Amen. But this past 30 days, we've been in deep prayer for you.
I
So,
appreciate that.
I'm just thankful that I'm able to be a part of this and to be able to say that I have a church head, that when I go out and I say I go to church, like I can really say, yeah, I go to church. And I have a pastor that prays, and I have a pastor that is so, she's not too high to come down off, off her pedestal to come and talk to me and help me to feel better about myself. So I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that you are just diligent and you show us how to be more like you and more like God. So I thank God for your life, and I love you.
Thank you.
Praise the Lord, church.
Praise the Lord.
I love it.
I learned from you.
Yeah.
I'm coming and I want to say hi, God bless. I thank God for your life as well. I thank you for teaching me how to want to keep my fight in my stride.
Yes.
But for a good way and for God.
Yes, yes.
I thank you for the corrective criticism. I thank you for loving me enough when my path is going the odd way, never gave up on me and being that support and that lifesaver. I feel like you helped me to persevere in life by letting me know and building a better relationship with God. Growing up, I always knew church, but like Sister Kamika said, like I'm proud to say I'm a church goer. Even when I fall short, because of the teaching that you taught me, it keeps me not feeling like I'm a hypocrite when I do fall short, because you taught me that the fact that God is still there looking and he knows, and that's what I'm in. I'm in a line of walk for correction. I'm not here to do it perfect. I always think I'm a perfectionist to everything, but I thank you for keeping me humble. I love our one-on-one times. I love you being my spiritual mother. I love you being like a big sister to me. I don't have a sister. I love everything that you bring to the table for. I'm glad that I could be comfort and be on your side as much as you be going hard for me. I'm glad the little things that I could do to go hard for you, even if it's simple as dropping you somewhere. I appreciate being able to be there when you need a leaning shoulder, a stool, I don't care, a chauffeur, a hairstylist, a designer, a cleanup woman. I appreciate being in your life, and I thank you for allowing me to be.
Amen, amen. What I do, you're one of the daughters that would sit and eat candy with me all day. That's my only daughter that would sit and eat candy with me all day. Yeah, we always sit down and say, how are we going to pick a set of teeth?
Yeah, and we'll be together getting ditches worked
because we eat so much candy.
Yes, it's okay. That's the joy.
Amen, amen.
Thank you.
Yes, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
I want to give honor to my pastor.
Thank you.
Pastor, I just want to thank you just for everything that you have done. I know I'm a stubborn child, and I know, that when I came in here, I know that God ordered my footstep here, because when I came broken. But I thank you for being patient with me. I thank you for not judging me, and I thank you for not, I just thank you for just taking your time to mold me and to help me to walk into the maturity that God wanted me to walk in. And I like to say, I thank my church family. I thank you guys for loving me. Even when I was hard to love, I thank you guys for still being there for me and still praying for me. And I thank you for the love that I receive from this church. When I go to work, I can tell people, oh, my church is the Gospel Truth Ministry, and you should come, because my life has changed. And I just thank God, I have a church home, because this is something that I always wanted. I pray, I say, Lord, please bring me to a church home where I'm not misunderstood, I'm not judged, but I'm welcome to come. And I just thank you for everything that you do for me and everybody else. And I just thank you that, you don't have a pastor that when you text sometime, she'll be able to text you back and say, I'm praying for you. You know, don't worry. And I know that since I came into this ministry, my life has changed. Like, a lot of doors that were closed for me, whether it came for jobs or anything, it has opened for me because God ordered my footstep here. And with your teaching, I'm learning to be patient and humble. And let God be God. Stop trying to be God and let him do his job. You know, and I just thank God that, you know, you're able to still be here today, even after surgery. Like, you're able to still walk. And I just thank God that he's covering you. And I pray that he continues to protect you and bless your family. I pray he continues to bless your life. And I pray that wherever you may go, that your line shine bright. And I just thank you for your love. And I pray, Lord, that I continue to step forward into my faith. And I just pray that no matter what the situation is, I will remain steadfast in church. And I just thank you for the love that you have shown me.
Okay, bless you. I receive that. You have to stop being hard on yourself. You're not no more stubborn than anybody else in here. You're not no more harder to love than anybody else in here when they got here. Some of them been in here longer than how you've been here and still give me a hard time.
Amen.
And still stubborn, and still not. So stop being hard on yourself. God is going to work it out.
Amen.
Right? I want you to stop, I receive what you're saying, but you don't have to, keep repenting for that. You are forgiven, and God is doing it, and it is well, and it's all right. You are no less than anybody else in this ministry, and you've been here less than most of the daughters in here, and they are just as stubborn. So I want you to is where God correct you, and you feel like you being too stubborn, you're not hearing God, that's because God is dealing with you, and it's good that you understand that, and then you move into a lighter flow with the Lord, and let the Lord do things. But I don't want you to be hard on yourself no more. You don't have to keep saying that, because like I said, there are still sisters that you have that you are dealing with that is just as stubborn as you are.
Yes.
Amen.
Okay? And they're not less lovable than the rest of them. They may do things differently, maybe where I don't know or I can't see versus the difference on holy grounds. But I just let you know that I love you, I'm rooting for you, I'm praying for you, and it is well.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Glory be to God.
Amen.
Honor to my beautiful pastor. I really want to talk to you.
Yes.
I want to let you know that there's nothing too big for you. Nothing too big to me for you.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yes.
I never thought that I can accept authority from a female, being honest. And I'm convicted every time. When you say anything that you're disappointed about, I feel sad. I feel disappointed. I feel like, well, I should have did this, or I could do this. And I try to do it. And even when I don't do it and mess up, I still feel bad about it. Like, I need to make this a priority, and I need to fix it because I want to please you. I never wanted to please a woman. And I want to please you. And this is something that I wanted to say to you a long time ago. You remind me of my mom. And that is a big loss, you know that.
Right.
And it's filled because I have you.
Amen.
And I thank God for you.
Amen.
Every single day.
Amen.
And for me to turn over a plate, because I love my food.
Yeah.
I turned over a plate for you for 30 days.
Amen.
And I know that I love you.
Amen.
Because I can put you before me.
Amen.
And I thank you for all that you do for me, for my ministry, for the ministry. Just for the world. For me to even go out and preach the gospel, which I didn't do before. You know, I know that I'm preaching it now. Before, I probably thought that I was just talking about the Bible, but now I know that there's things that I'm saying that I know that I can back up.
Amen.
Hello. Hello.
Your teachings are amazing. Prophetess is not even, it doesn't do no justice.
Nothing on the anointing.
No.
Absolutely.
Like, I comprehend easy. You know, it's nothing to it for you. You're a mother, you work, you have a ministry, you wear too many hats. You know, how can I not admire you?
Amen.
How can I not?
Amen.
You know? And then there's no way to say I'm too tired to come in.
Amen.
You do too many things for me to be tired. Yeah,
Amen.
and me is,
Right.
I love you, Pastor.
Amen. Amen.
God knows.
Bless you.